Welcome back. Yes, we have another one. Right now, I'm going to explain the power of addiction. This has to do with someone I was locked up with. This took place back in 2014, right before I got released. And this one dude, he was with me at the beginning. He was with me in classification. We rode the bus down to the main prison. And he was there with me through my entire stretch. And I believe he only had like 2 or 3 months to go as I got released. He was hooked on methamphetamines, and he's been doing that for years. He's not from my city. He's from another city, like Central Arizona area. Anyway, this is how strong addiction is, okay? We were talking about what my plan is for when I get out, and I learned not to say I'm never gonna use again, because that backfired on me. I've heard a few people say when you're locked up, never say I'm never gonna use, I'm never gonna get high, I'm never gonna drink again. Because when you're there, that is honestly what the majority of people want. I can't speak for everybody, but I know there's got to be some people, with that mind frame. That was my mind frame. I never wanted to touch the stuff again. Anything. And I didn't when I was locked up. I stayed away from the stuff. It's so easy to get pretty much anything while you're locked up. At the prison I was at, there's a lot of outside jobs, meaning you could work outside. You could get a job outside the prison. There's different crews. There was the ADOT crew, guys, prisoners, inmates that you would see cleaning up the freeways, stuff like that. A lot of the guys worked at various locations. I'm not going to say which particular crew or work crews, that was able to obtain certain drugs and bring them in. It's all public knowledge, you could get pretty much anything there. There's actual CEOs that bring the stuff in. Anyway, I don't know how I got on that tangent, but long story short, I worked out. I had a really good program, just like back in rehab, it was a really good experience for me. I'm glad I went there. Unfortunately, I ended up relapsing like maybe about 1.5 years after I got out. But that's another story. This one particular guy, real cool cat. So, like I said, we were talking about my plans for when I get out. A lot of people like to live vicariously through other people, especially if they don't have anything, if they don't have much, if they don't have anything to look forward to. Some people like hearing about it, hearing about the possibilities. And this one particular dude, real good homie, he was just an addict, like I said, unfortunately. So I turn around and ask him, I'm like, yo, you only got a few months left, bro. You're almost out. You're almost at the door, And he already had his mind made up. That was his 5th time being locked down. So he didn't have much on the outside while we were locked up for the year that I was in. His mom died, and they wouldn't let him out of the prison, to go to the funeral. They considered him a flight risk. I'm not too sure why, but that's his business. I didn't pry, I didn't ask questions. He just said that it was possible that that he could flee, if they let him out. So, I mean, they knew he didn't have much family, no friends, nothing like that. So, I was talking to him, about his plans. His plan was to get out, acquire as much, go fast, we'll just say. Well, whatever, I just said it. Methamphetamine. His goal was to acquire as much as possible, violate parole, and before getting hemmed up, he was going to try and keister as much of that. He was going to try and keister it, take it back in the prison, and sell it, amongst, certain people. And he said, he was saying himself was going to make bank. Think about that. That was his addiction. That was his release plan. Instead of starting over, instead of trying to make a better life for himself, he knew he didn't have anything. So his plan was to get out, violate parole, get as much dope as possible, stick it up his bum, go back to the yard and flip it and make bank. That's the power of addiction right there. I never in my life would have thought of doing that. I never would have thought I'd hear a story like that. But damn, that's crazy. That's just one other thing that addiction could make someone do. Go to the depths of that, But it is what it is, man. I was doing some research on the guy. He is locked back up. I think this round, he got sentenced to like 13 years. I'm not sure. I forgot what the charge was. It doesn't matter. I'm not sure if he actually went through with that plan, but I know he's locked up. He's not going to be out for a while. But he loved the prison life. Like he was totally content there. He was used to it. It's easy. It's really easy. If you don't get yourself in any debts, if you don't get into any nonsense, it's really easy. You got 3 meals, place to stay, place to work out at. You get a job to be able to support yourself. It's easy, man. There's a lot of people that do some crazy stuff to get sent back to prison or to stay in prison. I hope he didn't do that plan, but it is what it is, man. That's the power of addiction. I just wanted to hit you guys with that story, since I didn't get a video in yesterday, but that just came to my head. Thanks for listening. That's the power of addiction. Thanks for listening. Take care.